Let's talk about what they've agreed upon, and the structure is not set in cement yet. But Jay Monahan and the PGA, John, will run every facet of golf between the lines. Tournaments here in the USA, the PGA Tour, tournaments in Europe that used to be part of the DF European Tour, and tournaments that LIV ran. But the PGA is going to run every facet of scheduling and golf. That's huge. It'll be the PGA's tour, but now it'll be globally. The only ones that they won't put their stamp on will be the Grand Slams, the Masters and US Open and the British Open. And so those will all continue to run the way they've operated as a separate entity. So that one big change, it will be a PGA Global Tour. The LIV is going to invest billions of dollars to the PGA. A chunk of that money will be used to grow the European Tour, which has been kind of fragmented. And that global tour will involve not just Europe, it might involve Africa, it involve Asia. So the LIV is going to have some input in a global tour, all under the PGA flag, and the PGA is going to get phenomenal amounts of money from the public investment firm as part of that. The concept that LIV had about team competition, which I think is really weird, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
but I'm old school. They're going to have team competition. Now, there's a big debate whether it'll be a special team competition with all the stars at the end of the PGA schedule here in the States, or whether on off weeks in Europe, they'll send the stars to play over there in team competitions in markets that might not have been exposed to the PGA Tour. Obviously we know about the British Open, but maybe you put a PGA LIV team competition in Paris, or maybe you put one in Barcelona or somewhere in Africa. So LIV is going to oversee that. I was told the LIV is going to pay off the Phil Mickelsons and the Dustin Johnsons of the world till the end of their schedule in November.
Okay.
And then whatever was promised going forward will be relinquished. So these guys will play for whatever the annual bonus money they were getting till the end of the year. That's how they solve what those guys are owed. I think there's 31 guys that signed contracts to jump that got different levels of guaranteed money that'll expire at the end of November. They won't get the years 3, 4, and 5 that were on those contracts initially. There's a huge debate as to whether they're going to redo the TV contracts. PGA's like everybody else. It's all about the dollar.
Oh, yeah.
So you got all these contracts with Fox and with CBS and with NBC and ESPN. Are they going to go back, knock on the door and say, we now have a global tour. We want a bigger rights fee from you to continue to televise the PGA Global Tour? That's a great unknown. The elite tournaments they put into effect this year with all the expanded prize money stays intact. Those things won't change. The guys will be playing for $20 million prize money at 8 tournaments in addition to the Grand Slam events, and then in addition to everything else that's on the tour. So it's all about big, big amounts of dollars. Your response?
Wow. I mean, it's a ton of things that you just shared. I like the idea of them mixing in the team concept. Maybe they have a, kind of like how professional soccer is done in Europe, where they have tournaments.
Champions League.
Yeah, that kind of break up the regular schedule. That might be kind of fun. I like the idea of the innovation of bringing it to new geographies and exposing more people to the sport. But, I look at those other sports that have merged. Their sanctioning bodies have merged. But usually what happens as a result is the sport is better off. Financially better off, competitively better off. It's better fan experience. I mean, do you think that's going to be the end result here?
I think for the fans, it'll be great because it will be a global tour. And the people that have really never been exposed to the PGA, I mean, France is a big country. Germany is a big country.
Yeah.
And you start dropping in unique tournaments, either at the team concept tournament or just tournaments per se for European fans. There'll be a lot of people buying tickets to go see that. They live in Paris and Munich and Berlin and et cetera. So I think from a concept, it's just fabulous. And of course, the PGA Tour is getting LIV corporate funding to expand the tour abroad. Somebody's got to pay the bills. LIV, I think, is going to wind up paying the bills. Okay, so that's